Welcome back to the Caregiver Minute, where every weekday family and professional caregivers gather to refine their skills, gain inspiration, and prepare to serve. Many caregivers seem to be in a constant state of depletion, and there are a lot of reasons for that. It's a stressful experience to serve other people on a continual basis. But I think one of the things that depletes people more than anything else is failure to get really good, deep, restful sleep. Now, we've talked before about the need to prioritize sleep for the people that we're serving, to not interrupt them at night and to set them up for success when it comes to their sleep. But are we paying attention to that in our own lives? I know that many people watching the Caregiver Minute probably struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep, or they wake up feeling totally out of gas, even though they've been in bed for 6 to 8 hours. I want to give you 5 key things that you can do to optimize your own sleep. Number 1 is to make sure that you're getting blue wavelengths of light within the first 30 minutes of waking up in the morning. These are the wavelengths that come in early morning sunlight. And if you have to get up in the dark, then get yourself a seasonal affective disorder light and turn it on within 30 minutes of waking up and just have that in the room where you are. If you're eating breakfast, just have it on the table right next to you. If you're reading a little bit first thing in the morning, then have that light shining on you. Ideally, we should all get outside within the first 30 minutes of waking up and get full spectrum sunlight in those early morning hours. That really does a lot to help set the body clock. That one intervention alone can make a big difference for a lot of people. Number 2 on the list is something that most people don't think about. It has to do with a concept called circadian syncing. Most people consider the need to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep for the average adult as something that's kind of fluid and they can get it whenever. Like if they go to bed at midnight, they just need to sleep for 8 hours, and maybe they wake up at 8 o'clock the next morning. Circadian syncing is more the idea that there's an optimal time for your body to go to bed. And research shows that for most of us, it's 1 to 2.5 hours earlier than we think that it is. There are so many different sources of blue light in our world these days that interrupt a person's ability to feel tired and to go to sleep when their body naturally would be doing that. If we're not aware of that, then we tend to just wait until we get so tired that we fall asleep. And yet if we go to bed 1 to 2.5 hours earlier than we think that we need to, things tend to go a lot better. So you might try moving your bedtime up. I think you'd be amazed at how much that can affect the way that you sleep, the quality of the sleep experience, and how well you feel when you wake up the next day. The third thing relates to this idea of circadian syncing. Once we get into the evening hours, you might consider wearing some blue light blocking glasses. So many of the artificial lights in our environment and all the screens that emit blue light are flooding us with wavelengths of light that humans have not experienced in the evening hours until recent history. There's a lot to be said for intentionally blocking out those wavelengths of blue light. The fourth idea is to make sure that you're sleeping in total darkness. There's some pretty good research out there showing that even a little bit of light in your bedroom can disrupt the quality of your sleep and can interfere with your ability to cycle through all the phases of sleep. So maybe use some blackout blinds and ensure that all sources of light are turned off. The last thing that you might try is to make sure that your phone and your computer and other electromagnetic frequency emitting devices are nowhere near you. There's a lot of emerging research that shows that those electromagnetic frequencies might impair sleep for some people. So the easiest thing to do is to just leave your phone in the next room. Even if you use your phone as an alarm, you'll hear it in the next room, and that will help get you out of bed. Not having it next to you will also prevent those late-night doom-scrolling sessions that some people slip into. You might even consider turning off the Wi-Fi in your home at night so that you don't risk any sort of interference with electromagnetic frequencies. It seems like a little thing, but it might be a big thing for some people. And until we know for sure through a lot more research, the easiest and safest thing is to just turn it off at night and see if that contributes to a better night's sleep. I hope those 5 principles are helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another episode of the Caregiver Minute.